I'm only going to do this one time. I think I'm a little bit crooked, but I think if I sit this way. Okay. This is what looks like a light bulb, but it's not. This is what they call an M3 flash bulb. And I know that just about nobody uses flash bulbs anymore. I love these things. Secondly, if anybody can tell me where to get a 2-prong adapter so I can attach this to any of my PC adapter cameras, I need a female 2-prong to PC adapter. I don't know if they make them or not, but I need one. So this, what normally you would do is you would take this and you would attach it to my dream camera, the Speed Graflex press camera with focal plane shutter. Yes. And you would attach it, and most of these are silver and they look like a lightsaber. We won't go there. And they have this dusty reflective bulb thing on them. Now the old kind take weird batteries, you know. But this one that I happen to have, which actually is an Argus brand flash bulb thingy, it takes 2C batteries. Duracell. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so you put your 2C batteries in there, like so. You're good to go. And then you're saying, now, what if I put this in here and it blows up in my face? Well, it can't happen. Well, I guess it could happen, but it's probably unlikely. So you put your flash bulb into the unit and it looks like that. See the pretty little flash bulb? Right. Now there's a big red button back here. That ejects the flash bulb from the unit once it has exploded. Okay, now you would attach this to your Speed Graflex, my dream camera, and then you would press the shutter button. Uh-oh. Yeah. Now, these get pretty hot. Hot enough to not touch and to melt your flesh off. That's what the little red button is for. It means two things. It means hot, don't touch it. And it means eject, so you ain't got to touch it. It's the code red button. Now, I want to tell you something about these. These, you can still buy these. There are several people that make them. They're about $30 per dozen. They used to be about 12 cents per 30, but that was a long time ago. And now they're about $30 per dozen, which is expensive. But they produce such awesome results. You just can't get that with a regular strobe. You got to use one of these. And these aren't reusable. Once you pop these, that's it. Eject. You get a new one. Still a little bit hot. So yeah. I'm not going to tell you how I did that because it's probably dangerous and kids don't need to do that at home. But that is what a flash bulb does. Now let me tell you the difference between a flash bulb and a regular flash, electronic flash. An electronic flash fires a strobe burst of light, and that's it. and it can last anywhere between 1/60th of a second and like 1/10000000th of a second, or whatever the standard digital flashes can do now. I don't know. I don't have one. These, on the other hand, when you trip the shutter, the circuit is completed, and it sends about 3 volts through this, probably about 600 milliamps or so. I don't know how many milliamps is in the battery. 150, 300, is that right? Something anyway. And then there is magnesium filaments all up on the inside. And as soon as you, in slow motion, what's going to happen, as soon as you fire that focal plane shutter, it starts a moving down, and a 1/1000, and a 2/1000. And these guys stuck in here, they started getting excited, and they started heating up and glowing with the red hot fires. And then all of a sudden, they explode, and you get that classic blue flash. So it's a ramp up, and then they peak when they're all glowing and having a good party at the same time. And then they start to burn themselves out, and they taper off, and there's a little warm orange glow and a little puff of streamy smoke that comes out of your flash unit. And that's when you know you got a good picture. And your focal plane shutter, while all this is happening, bell curve like this, your focal plane shutter is moving straight down like that. And this produces cool effects sometimes. And sometimes, if you've got a large focal plane shutter, you know, one of the ones that goes like that, instead of one of the little ones that just exposes a little bit like that, then these can do wonders, because it will, and it'll fire the flash, and then you'll get the whole bell curve while the focal plane shutter is open, and then zoom, that second piece of that focal plane shutter slams down, and you know you've got a good picture right there. That's how you do it. Now, oh, I'm sorry, this is a press bulb, B, press bulb, B for bulb. And if you ever wondered why sometimes on some cameras you'll have a T mode for time, and you'll have a B mode. That B mode stands for bulb. And in the time mode, it will go for a certain amount of time, like a self-timer time mode. And some of them have a time mode where they'll stay open for a certain length of time, 1 or 2 seconds or whatever, and you know, or 10 or 20 minutes, something like that. But the B button, it stays open as long as you, usually as long as you have the shutter button pushed down. And then boom, and then you release it, and then there you go. And that's when you know you might have a good picture. So that's about all I know about flash bulbs. So I'll come back and talk to you about something else at a later time.